What's up, guys, and welcome back to my channel. And today's video is going to be about what if yandere female Itachi loved Naruto. Let's get into the video. This is part 2. Just to let you know, if you did not see the first one, go check out part 0. Yeah, go do that. And the same thing, the same warnings goes as in this one, so yeah. Now let's start, really. Itachi now stood in front of Kisame, Deidara, and Sasori. You three will not touch Naruto. Yet, she stared with while her Sharingan flared. Itachi, I thought you were supposed to stay at HQ, asked Kisame. I don't take orders from leader-san. You three will do as I say. You will not lay a finger on Naruto or take his Kyuubi out of him, she said with anger. I don't, wait. Alright, got back on track. Why are you so damn protective over that demon? Shouted Deidara. That is not your concern, Deidara. If I were you, I'll shut up, she replied with killer intent. And released. Kisame seemed so confused. Why is Kisame seems so confused. Why is his partner so protective over the Kyuubi brat? Just why? He really wanted to know. Listen, Uchiha B-word, just step aside and let us do our job before Leader Sama gets pissed with us. Deidara walked past Itachi, but she grabbed his shoulder. I said you will not touch him, she said in a almost demonic tone. This caused Kisame and Sasori to look at Itachi in fear. Let go of me, shouted Deidara as he punched Itachi's stomach without thinking. Okay, y'all, I'm back. Goo, oof, she grunted in pain and touched her stomach. She didn't think he would punch her, but after she felt his punch, something within her snapped. Deidara, did you have to do that? Said Kisame. She was being a B-word. Now let's get going. I'm saying the B-word. The writer is actually saying curses. I'm just not saying them. Now let's get going. I want to show off my art, he exclaimed while he started walking. Kisame turned, but Sasori turned and looked at Itachi with fear. Guys, Sasori said with horror as they turned to him. What? They both said in whatever, unison. Sorry about that. Sasori pointed at Itachi with his finger and had shaken in fear cause them to look at her, now scared of the killer intent that was released. Itachi's Akatsuki cloak flew off her. She was now being covered in red chakra. Her eyes showed, her nails get longer, and her teeth were now replaced with fangs as she looked up at the three with slit Sharingan eyes. Okay, Kisame paled. He remembered this chakra and knew where it was from. Kyuubi chakra. Why did he knew why it was from. Kyuubi chakra. Why did you wait? Kyuubi chakra. Why did you get it from? Kisame shouted in fear, causing both Deidara and Sasori to look in shock. This is your last chance. Go back to HQ and tell them you couldn't get Naruto. You couldn't get Naruto. Do it now, or else. Itachi said in a demon tone while her Kyuubi eyes flared. Or else what? Deidara spat shrugingly, only causing Itachi to lean in front. loom in front of him and shake him so hard in the face, send him towards a few trees and bushes. His face was damaged by the chakra enhanced smack, but okay, hold on. So that by the chakra and enhanced smack, but claw marks on his face too. Itachi was now in a fox-like fer- fermental state, shouting one tail. Kisame stared with fear at his comrade. What the hell happened to you? He shouted in thought, looking scared at her. Okay, hold on, y'all. Kind of stupid, but I'm not gonna say anything. Okay, let's go. This is part 4 because I did part 1, part 2, part 3. Now let's do part 4. Okay, so Hokage Tower. In the Hokage Tower was Tsunade, Jiraiya, Kakashi, and Suzune. Tsunade was distasted to learn what happened to Naruto that explains everything on how he acted. The big-breasted Hokage looked up at Jiraiya, Kakashi, and Suzune since she trusts them with the secret. We need to protect him every day. I'm going to have Anbu to patrol around Konoha to to be on a lookout for Itachi, she said grimly. He Hinmei, the Anbu won't do anything to stop Itachi. She will come back and get the Gaki. Have you forgotten she's a S rank? Said Jiraiya. Naruto-kun was raped by Itachi, said Suzune with a sad look while her hands were on her mouth. Suzune, do not say anything about this around Hinata or Sakura about this. They won't, they don't need to know this. If they do, I have no idea how Hinata would react. If she knew, said Tsunade, while the black-haired girl nodded and promised not to say a word to the two shinobi. We need to do something about this situation, and it has to be done, said Tsunade with the three nodding. Hime, let me take him out this village again. I will protect him from Itachi, and Lukoski will not be around to find us or get to him. Let alone they are busy hunting the other Jinchuriki. Started Jiraiya. But are you sure you want to do that again? Jiraiya, I mean, we need Naruto here in the village again, said Tsunade. Hime, I'm sure he will be fine with me. Besides, it's the only way to prevent Itachi from coming here or the Akatsuki. Shout, shout Jiraiya. Jiraiya, let it be me. Let it be my turn to protect him. I know you and Tsunade-sama are his godparents, but Minato-sensei would want me to look after his son and protect him. Kakashi now spoke. Oh, so now you're worried about about Naruto. Don't you favor the Uchiha? Asked Jiraiya, causing Kakashi to look down in shame. Sure, the white-haired man favored Sasuke over Naruto. Look, this is not about Sasuke. Now, I want to make my sensei proud. I know I haven't done or trained his son anything but tree walking exercise, but I want to at least make it up to Naruto somehow, said Kakashi. But Kakashi Didn't Itachi put you in a hospital once when she used her Sharingan on you? I saw it in a report, said Tsunade while he nodded. But Kakashi didn't pit. But Kakashi. Alright, I know. I let my guard down that time, but this time I'm ready for whatever she throws at me, said Kakashi. I won't make the same mistake again, said Kakashi. Jiraiya, let him look after Naruto, alright? Besides, you trained him enough, said Tsunade, who looked at her perverted friend. Jiraiya sighed. He really didn't want to leave Naruto into Kakashi's hands, fearing something bad would happen if he did. Fine, but Kakashi, don't let anything happen to him. If you do so, I'm holding you responsible, Jiraiya said coldly as he began going towards the window. Fine. Jesus. That was me because I need some breath. I need to drink. Jiraiya, where are you going? Asked Tsunade. I'm going to Mount Miyaboku. Contact me if you need me, Jiraiya said, not turning to Tsunade. You're leaving? She said. For the time being, see you later. I might have to see if the Akatsuki are up to anything, he said as he jumped out the window, leaving Tsunade, Kakashi, and Suzune shocked. Tsunade could tell that her perverted friend wasn't happy at the fact to leave Kakashi in Naruto's protection. She was aware of how Kakashi favored Sasuke more than Naruto. She couldn't blame him for being upset about that. I'm sure he will be back, she said as she turned to Kakashi. Don't let him out of your sight. I will have Anbu to patrol everywhere around Konoha, to be on a lookout for Akatsuki or Itachi, she said as he nodded and laughed. She rubbed her temples. She felt a headache was about to happen. She really needed a drink of sake with Hinata in the hospital. Alright, sorry about that. With Hinata in the hospital. What is wrong with you, Naruto-kun, she said in a soft tone. Hinata was worried about him. She stayed in the hospital wanting to visit him. She bought him some flowers and left them there in his room. It bothered her seeing him that way. She wants to help him and try soothing him. Before she could do anything, her teammates got up to see her. Hey, Hinata, started Kiba, who looked at her with a light smile as Shino waved at his teammate and Makararu. I'm not saying that name right. I know I am not. And Makararu, because I can't say right, did a arf at her. Hello, Kiba-kun and Shino-kun, she said, waving to them. So Hinata, want to go out with me? You've been here at the hospital all day trying to look at Naruto, said Kiba. No, Kiba-kun, I need to be here with Naruto-kun, she said softly. No, you don't. You will be fine, I'm sure. Sakura will look after him, or the Hokage, he said, trying to get her hand, but she refused. Kiba, no, I don't want to hang out with you right now. Sakura isn't even here. I've been at the hospital all day and haven't seen her here, Hinata replied, not calling him Kiba-kun. Just why do you care so much about that dope? He said angrily, noticing she didn't call him kun anymore. But as soon as he called Naruto a dope, killer intent was released. from the shy Hyuga, scaring both her teammates and Makararu. God dang, I'm not saying that name right. Hinata grabbed the dog boy by the collar and saw, call him and call him that again, Kiba, and I swear I will hurt you if you insult him, she said in a cold tone that froze hell. Her Byakugan growled a Makararu, whimpering, and went behind Shino. As for Shino, he was calm, but inside he was scared seeing Hinata like this. She dropped the she she dropped the dog boy and said, If you excuse me, I'm going to see the Hokage-sama to ask if I could visit Naruto-kun later, she said, walking off, leaving her teammates shocked and scared of her killer intent. Elsewhere, Deidara, Sasori, and Kisame were on their way to go get Naruto. They were heading into the border of Land of Fire. While they were in the sky, another figure followed them, and that figure was wearing a Akatsuki cloak. Her Sharingan was on. This figure was none other than Itachi Uchiha. She had followed the trio, hiding her chakra so they wouldn't detect her. She tossed a kunai with a explosive tag on it in the sky at Deidara's big clay bird. Incoming, said Sasori, while Kisame and Deidara turned and saw the kunai, which damaged the bird, causing them to crash into a tree and land on the ground. What the hell happened? How did we get ambushed? Said Kisame. I don't know how the hell should I know? Shouted Deidara. Kisame, you think Konoha has their secret, security defenses up, knowing you or Itachi would come back? Asked Sorcery. I doubt it. If they had done, how would they know we'll be coming for their tail beast? Said Kisame. Because you're not going to get him, said a female voice, causing the three eyes to widen. They turned around and were surprised who had followed them. Itachi, shouted the three. Yes, indeed, it was Itachi who glared at them. Itachi now stood in front of Kisame, Deidara, and Sasori. You three will not touch Naruto yet. She stared. She stared while her Sharingan flared. Itachi, I thought you were supposed to stay at HQ, asked Kisame. I don't take orders from leaders, son. You three will do as I say. You will not lay a finger on Naruto or take his Kyuubi out of him, she said with anger. Why are you so damn protective over that demon? Shouted Deidara. That is not your concern, Deidara. If I were you, I'll shut up, she replied while her intent released. Listen, Uchiha Buick, just step aside and let us do our job before Leader Sama gets pissed with us. Deidara walked past Itachi, but she grabbed his shoulder. I said you will not touch him, she said in a almost demonic tone. This caused Kisame and Sasori to look at her in fear. Let go of me, shouted Deidara as he punched Itachi's stomach without thinking. Oof, she said, grunting in pain, and touched her stomach. She didn't think he would punch her, but after she felt his punch, something within her snapped. Deidara, did you have to do that? Said Kisame. She was being a B-word. Now let's get going. I want to show off my art, he exclaimed while he started walking. Kisame turned, turned. He turned him, but Sorcery turned and looked at Itachi with fear. Good guys, Sorcery said with horror as they turned to him. What? They said in unison. Sorcery pointed at Itachi with his finger and hand shaking in fear, causing them to look at her, now scared of her killer intent that was released. Itachi's Akatsuki cloak flew off her. She was now being covered in red chakra. Her eyes showed her nails, her eyes, her in red chakra. Her eyes showed her nails get longer, and her teeth were now replaced with fangs as she looked up at the three with slit Sharingan eyes. Kisame paled. He remembered this chakra and knew where it came from. Yeah. Kyuubi chakra. Why did you get it from? I think he was meaning where did you get it from? Kisame shouted in fear, causing both Deidara and Sasori to look in shock. This is your last chance. Go back to HQ and tell them you couldn't get Naruto. Do it. Or do it now or else, said Itachi said in a demon voice while her Kyuubi Sharingan eyes flared. Alright guys, I'm gonna pause it here because I gotta use the bathroom. Okay, yeah, I'm back. So, or else what? Deidara spat, summoningly, only causing Itachi to lean in front of him and smack him so hard in the face, sending him towards a few trees and bushes the bushes. His face was damaged by the chakra and enhanced smack, but claws marks were on his face too. Itachi was now in a fox-like pharaoh state, spinning, shaping one tail. Hold on. Kisame stared with fear at his comrade. What the hell happened to you? He shouted in thought, looking scared at Itachi. Itachi now turned to Sasori and Kisame. She growled at them while her chakra tail flared as she turned back to Deidara. You B-word, you scarred my face, shouted Deidara, who was going to toss spider clay bombs at her. She saw them with her Kyuubi Sharingan eyes as she vanished in an instant. So, wait, how did she move so fast? Thought Kisame. Behind you, Deidara, behind you, shouted Sasori, who saw Itachi behind him. The blonde boomer turned around only to meet his pharaoh face. She borrowed fangs and sharp Kyuubi Sharingan eyes. She now had whiskers that were wide and dark on her face. She growled at him, going to strike at him. He was going to use a clay bomb until she grabbed his arms and squeezed them, causing pain. Ah, you monster. You don't scare. She cut him off by ripping his arms off, causing the Blonde Kisame and sorcery eyes widened. Blonde blood shot out his missing arms as he screamed in horror. He was scared. Uh he was scared. He was scared for the first time. Itachi as a version of the Kyuubi. She activated her Mangekyo Sharingan eyes. Tsukiyomi, she said in a demon tone while her eyes glowed growled glowed as Deidara stared into them. Okay. Itachi Tsukiyomi world. Deidara pit what? Deidara panned and wondered where was he? Where am I? He shouted until he heard a animal 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 something animal like growl. He turned and had a look of horror on his face. He almost pissed his pants, seeing Itachi's form in this world. Itachi was part human and Kyuubi. He had, he had, she had kitsumi ears and 9 tails, growing out her hair and was black. Her mouth had sharp fangs. Her stomach was well round. Wait, you're effing pregnant. Deidara came out his shock while she lunged at him and started crawling him. You hurt my child. Now I'm gonna show you real fear. Since your so-called art is useless. Itachi roared at him, impaling him with her claws, ripping his heart out. He coughed out blood and fell to the ground dead. In reality, Deidara's eyes were white as he fell to the ground out cold, snapped his neck before he could fall flat. Both Kisame and Sorcery cringed at this and backed away. You two will do as I say, or else you will die just like he did. I'm not playing around anymore now. Let's go back to HQ. Don't be dumb enough to try to... Hold on. Okay guys, I'm back. Don't be dumb enough to try to attack me, she said in her demon tone until she regained normal. Itachi revolted back to normal. Her eyes were black. Her face was normal again. She panted while she took a few breaths, clenching onto her stomach. What happened to me? She said in thought. Itachi, said Kisame. Yes, she looked at him. How did you get the Kyuubi's chakra and you killed Deidara? He asked with while her eyes widened, looking at the dead form of Deidara. I did that, or did she said in thought until the realization came to her. It was the baby. So it is born with the Kyuubi's chakra, and it reacted to how Deidara punched my stomach, and the killer intent and Kyuubi chakra changed me and forced me to kill Deidara. Itachi said in thought, still looking at the dead body of Deidara. She smirked as a new plan hence to her mind. She now realized what she had to do with the Kyuubi's chakra, and now who can be killed by it. Let's go back to HQ. Take Deidre's ring and leave his body here, she said, walking away while the two stared at her with blank faces. She stopped and noticed they weren't doing what she told them to do. I'm not going to ask twice, she said, causing a shiver to go down their spine. Sasori took Deidre's ring as he followed Itachi along with Kisame. This could work to my plan. I can overthrow Pain, then that fake Madara Uchiha wannabe, and when I will take over as leader of the Akatsuki and get Naruto. No one will stop me, Itachi thought evilly with a mad, insane smirk on her face. We are doomed. Things are going to change, thought Kisame, who hasn't taken his eyes off his partner. And in Konoha, cat, wake up, said Kyuubi. He tensed up right when he felt chakra, and it bothered him, causing this because this chakra was almost like his. Naruto woke up, wide eyes, as he turned his direction to where that chakra was felt. Everyone in Konoha paled, feeling that chakra. Tsunade had sent Ambu Black Ops to that location. Why do I get a bad feeling that something isn't right? That chakra, it feels like the Kyuubi's, but how Naruto is here in Konoha unless someone has the Kyuubi chakra similar to his. So similar to his. It's so evil and powerful, thought Tsunade. What the hell happened? Thought Naruto. To be continued. Okay guys, this is where I'm gonna end it off. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.